All right, guys. So things around the CS2 scene have been a little bit quiet lately. You can see this tweet right here from CS2 News where they said the last Counter-Strike 2 update was released 31 days ago. And this tweet is even a couple days old at this point, so it's been even longer. And obviously, we like to get big content updates to CS2, whether it's gameplay stuff or cosmetic stuff or new game modes or new maps or whatever. But every time that Valve takes a little bit longer, generally we get updates like once a month. It seems like at least medium ish updates once a month, about that often. Whenever it seems to go over a month or longer, it's usually because, and hopefully it's because Valve is cooking up something bigger. So in this video today, we're talking about some new news that we just got today about a future update coming to CS2 very, very soon. And this time we actually have some word and news from Valve themselves, and that is always the most exciting. So we're going to be talking about that and much more in this video today. But of course, first, just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold, hard cash, crypto, or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, you guys know we prefer getting the big deals done around here. So if you have any expensive skins, knives, gloves, bulk cases, maybe you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, hit me up. We can probably get you a deal done safely, effectively, and efficiently, all that good stuff. And of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. What we are talking about, and the reason that I'm making this video, is this tweet from Counter-Strike right here, just a couple of hours ago. Season 2 of Premier ends on July 14th. To receive your Premier Season 2 medal, you must have 25 Season 2 Premier wins and a visible CSR when the season concludes. So this is interesting for a couple of different reasons. One, it's actually pretty cool getting anytime we get communication from Valve, it's a good thing. I know a lot of people have wanted Valve to be more transparent, more communicative, more just kind of letting everyone know what's going on. So this is very, very cool to see, but this also means, for the next 2 weeks, we could definitely get a little bit of a spike or an uptick in players, because obviously, if you haven't got those 25 Premier wins in Season 2 just yet, you're incentivized to grind out the game for the next couple of weeks. So it's also nice that Valve is, giving you a heads up of how long you actually have to get those games done. And then even if you played throughout Premier Season 2, if you don't have a visible CSR at this point, you're going to have to get back on and play. So that could be cool. We could see a little bit of a resurgence in Premier gameplay at the end of this season. But of course, also, with the end of Season 2 means the start of Season 3, and that's very exciting. So we have news of when this is going to end, when this is going to start, but not only that, obviously, when Premier Season 2 started, it was like this whole big thing. It was really, really cool. Premier Season 1 lasted way too long, lasts forever. Finally, Season 1 was ending, Season 2 started. But again, you have to remember back that when Season 2 started, we got some significant updates. We got Train being in, Vertigo being out. We got an M4, the M4A4 being a little bit less expensive. The FAMAS having some improvements to its standing and crouching accuracy. So we got some, buffs to some skins. We got some map changes, all that stuff. So could we be getting another significant update with the start of Premier Season 3? Yes, it's definitely possible. So in terms of being able to make money off this stuff, or profit, or CS2 investing wise, definitely be on the lookout. If we do get any more buffs or nerfs or changes to weapons, you have to remember back that, hey, when the FAMAS and M4 got buffed at the start of Premier Season 2, a lot of those skins skyrocketed in price right away. So you don't want to miss out. If anything does get buffed, be on the lookout. Things could definitely start skyrocketing in price, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense. Again, even if the buffs aren't even that insane, whatever, it just is going to get so much hype and speculation and stuff going on. If you're early, you could definitely make some money there. But not only do we have the start of Premier Season 3, we also have a couple of other different things lining up, because again, we are still, I'm not sure which tweets I have lined up here. So we have X Mercy. We'll start here. We have X Mercy talking about now we have a date, no updates until July 14th. We are already months without a sign of life from Valve. This might be quite interesting. And this is what I think is funny, because we've been waiting for a couple of different updates for the past couple weeks, and Valve had a couple of different options here. They could have given us a couple smaller, medium-sized updates like every few weeks for the next month or 2 months or whatever, because right now we have Austin Major stuff. Not only do we need the souvenir highlight charms need to come out, we need the Champions capsule, we need the sticker sale. You have armory items where people are looking for an armory rotation and maybe a new limited edition item and stuff like that. Then you also have Premier Season 3. So that could have been 3 updates in its own, and now Valve has opportunity to maybe combine 3 updates into one, or maybe starting July 14th, that'll be the beginning of some kind of multiple weeks, multiple months of continuous updates coming out in the future for all that stuff. I don't necessarily know, but it's going to be interesting to see. So again, not only July 14th is the day that Premier Season 2 is going to be ending, also, we have this right here. This is the XM1014 Solitude with 13 days remaining on it. Now, guess what? Today is July 1st. July 1 plus 13 takes us to July 14th. So the XM1014 Solitude is going to be expiring on the same day that Premier Season 2 is going to be ending, and then we can all assume Premier Season 3 is going to be starting either the 14th, 15th, somewhere in there, hopefully not too long. So that is obviously another interesting thing lining up. So not only on the 14th do we have the possibility of getting some map changes, getting some gameplay changes, maybe some buffs, some nerfs, maybe some economy changes. There's a couple different things that people want. Hopefully some bug fixes, maybe some anti-cheat update, who knows. We also had that opportunity for getting some armory rotations. Now, you do have to remember that last time with the Desert Eagle Heat Treated, when it expired, it actually did get removed on the day they said it was going to, which is good, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, Valve time, maybe they're not even going to remove it on the right day. That was not the case. The Desert Eagle Heat Treated did get removed on time. So if you've been wanting to redeem any, XM Solitudes or whatever, you got 13 days to go do it, whatever, you got till July 14th, go do what you got to do. I'm not really that excited about it. I don't really think too many people have cared about it all that much. I do think in the future when Valve puts out limited edition items, they're probably going to want them to be a little bit more interesting and exciting, but whatever, we'll have to wait and see. But there is the possibility that the XM Solitude just gets removed. We don't get anything rotated out, but also this is, like I said, an opportunity that Valve could be updating the armory on that date. Just because they didn't do that in the past doesn't mean they're not going to be doing it this time, but that is going to be very, very interesting to watch. So there's two potential big updates we have coming soon. But again, like I said as well, we also have people looking for the souvenir charms, which could be coming on the same day that Season 2 ends and Premier Season 3 starts, because that is another significant update that we need. Because again, we know that the highlight souvenir charms are in the works. We know Valve said they were going to be releasing after the major ended. I was expecting them sooner than now already, but Valve did say it was going to take some time, to throw them together, make them, whatever. And is Valve really going to do any significant updates between now and July 14th if they're kind of working on this big end of Season 2, start of Season 3 update? No, I don't think so. I think they're probably going to be incentivized to put everything out all out at once. Or, like I said even before, there is a possibility that Premier Season 2 just ends the 14th and then Season 3 starts, and then maybe they put out the stuff even later. But if they waited that long, then we're going to be talking about so long since the Austin Major ended. I mean, it's been like a week. It's been more than a week since the Austin Major ended already, I believe. I think it ended last Sunday. Today's like Tuesday. So, it's been some time that people have been waiting. And obviously, if it's Austin Major stuff, you want it to be released somewhat close to the Austin Major at least ending, so that the stuff is still relevant. And also, we have a Budapest Major that's going to be at the end of the year. So if we take too long, the stuff's not going to start to make sense too much. So it is just crazy how many different things are lining up right now. Again, people are asking, at Counter-Strike, when's the Austin Highlight Charm coming out? Again, if you are familiar with this, these are going to be charms. You're going to get specific souvenir highlight packages that are going to come with items that have these Austin 2025 highlight charms on them, which are going to have highlights from the specific match that the case was redeemed from attached to them. We don't know if they're going to be unattachable or whatever just yet. We are assuming that they are, but also it's just kind of a way to spice souvenir packages up a little bit, because they've definitely been very, very stale recently. But that is what those charms are going to look like. That's what they look like on weapons. That'll be interesting to see. And of course, X-Mercy talking about now that the Austin Major is over and CS2 is now ready for some major updates. It's been about 3 months since the last big content update, and a long time since they've seen impactful gameplay changes. This week and next week should be interesting. This guy, Mark Hattie, says, hey, Gallery Items 1.0 removal. And X-Mercy says they're either going to be a world where the armory is flooded with collections and the UI will be a complete mess. Again, the UI is like very, very, it's not totally full right now. I guess they could continue to make things smaller, shake things around or whatever, maybe add an arrow to click through stuff if they really wanted, but the UI is getting pretty full. But consider 2 years from now with plenty of new ones, especially workshop ones, or they do the most logical action and rotate or remove older collections to add new ones. That way they increase the perceived value in current collections and increase the demand for the incoming ones. It's a win-win. That's absolutely what I believe. I do think Valve will be rotating armory stuff out and bringing new stuff in. Again, I do believe that is what makes the most sense for Valve and their bottom line, and I believe you want to have your incentives lined up with Valve's at the end of the day. That is why I am investing currently in the armory stuff that is in there right now, because I do think Valve will remove it eventually. He says the consensus that collections will be there forever makes zero sense. The only problem is that Valve likes to do the complete opposite of consensus, as if it was almost intentional. So impossible to know for sure, but we can speculate. So this is very, very interesting. Again, as far as potential armory changes, we could see new collections. If we do get some kind of map rotation, we could see new collections, whether that's a 2025 cobblestone collection or a 2025 cash collection or whatever. We could see new charms. We could see new stickers. We could see a new case. We could see new agents or new patches or whatever. There's so many different possibilities. We also could just randomly see a new case for the start of Premier Season 3. We could see a new case come out that gets added to the active duty rather than the armory. That's also another very, very interesting possibility. There's so many different things going on right now. There's so many different moving parts, but all we know is that something is coming on July 14th. It doesn't mean we're getting everything on July 14th, but we could. There's possible, we get all these things coming together for some mega update on July 14th, or like I said, these updates could be spread out over the next couple weeks, next couple months, whatever. I don't know, but it is very, very cool that we are hearing from Valve again. Season 2 premiere ending on July 14th, and probably some other stuff happening either on that date or somewhere very, very soon around that time. So we'll have to wait and see. And again, there's a ton of ways that this could impact CS2, the game. There's also a ton of ways that this could impact the CS2 investing scene as well, especially if we get, the sticker sale, new charms, new items, new things in the armory, whatever. It's all going to be crazy. I'm here for it. I can't wait. But yeah, now waiting these next couple weeks to July 14th, it's going to be a little bit of a drag. I'm getting impatient, but whatever. At least we know the date that we're waiting for in mind. And until then, go grind, Premier, go get your medals, go get your ranks, all that stuff. Maybe grind some Arboring Pass and stuff like that as well. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.